Thank you for joining me today here at Empowered Wellness with Sheetal. My name is Sheetal Contractor, and I'm happy that you're here with me today. If you've been to my channel before, you know that I have been posting yoga routines, and most of my content is related to my yoga work, my personal wellness coaching work that is based in yoga, meditations, yoga philosophy, and those kinds of teachings. But I am also a massage therapist and body worker, and so I thought I would put that hat on today in order to share with you some self-care. And so what I'm going to offer you today is a self-massage for the face and the head, and it can help release a lot of tension from not only the face and the head, but also into the neck. Often, a lot of our neck tension actually comes from some of our holding patterns in our faces. So when we have a tendency to grip the jaw, or crinkle or hold the eyes, or crinkle the forehead, or grip the skull, most of us have some of those tendencies in holding tension in our faces and in our head. And that can be the source of headaches and even neck tension. So by doing this simple routine, you can actually alleviate a lot of that type of tension and pain from your body. So we're going to begin by kind of warming up the hands and just getting tuned into our own ability to heal. And we all have the ability to heal ourselves. Every single cell in our body, of the trillions of cells in our body, every single one of those trillions of cells has the ability to repair and heal itself. And therefore, as human beings, we have that ability to repair and heal ourselves. And so as a body worker, I always tell my clients, I'm here to hold space for you and to support and guide and perhaps be the director of your healing in some ways, but really you're doing the healing yourself. It's not me that's doing any actual healing. So that's what we're going to work with today, is our own healing capacity. Okay, so we're going to start with just kind of rubbing the hands together and just get the energy flowing and the heat and the warmth going at your hands. So we'll do that, and as you're doing that, just kind of relax the shoulders, take a few deep breaths maybe, just kind of settle in. Good. And then after that, just take a moment, close your eyes, and allow your hands to be just held out in front. Soft hands, and just bring awareness to those palms and those fingertips, and feel the energy at your hands, bringing your full awareness into your palms. You might feel some heat, you might feel some tingling sensation, whatever it is, it's all good. Just tuning into the sensation at your hands and fingertips. And then we're actually going to bring those fingertips together. So right in front of your heart space, let's bring those fingertips to touch, and then the thumb, of course, as well. Just very gently pressing the fingertips. We're not doing anything aggressive here. We're just letting the weight of the hands gently press against each other. The weight of the fingertips press against each other. And again, you might close your eyes and just feel now the energy at your fingertips. Bring all your awareness to your fingertips. And even if you feel like, I don't feel anything, don't worry about it. It's okay. Just bring your awareness, your attention to your fingertips. Sometimes it just takes some practice to cultivate that awareness and sensation. No worries, you still have the ability to heal at your fingertips. Awesome. So now let's go ahead and get started with our little routine here. So we're going to bring our hands right to the top of the head, the crown of the head here, and then take the fingertips back until you get to the edge of your skull, before you get to your neck, before you get to the spine, your first vertebrae there. So right there, and then take your fingers apart about a half an inch to an inch, and you're going to feel the edge of the skull, and you're going to be on either side of your spine basically, but you're going to be right at the edge of your skull. And I like to take my thumbs and kind of just press them in. My fingers are more kind of bracing my head to help support the positioning of the thumb. So allow the thumb tips to just gently sink into the base of the skull there. And you're not pressing too hard. None of this is hard pressure. You're not being aggressive, you're not pressing hard, you're really just allowing kind of the weight of the hand to sink. Kind of like when you make a thumbprint in sand or something a little, soft like that. And you just make that thumbprint into those two spots on either side of the spine at the base of the skull. And it might be a little tender, and if it is, then back off a little bit. We're going to take a couple breaths there, and now we're going to, once the thumbprints kind of sink in for a breath or two, now we're going to rotate 3 times in one direction. And then after that, 3 times in the other direction. Nice and slow and steady. Let your breath kind of work with your movement there. And then come back and just let the thumbprint sink again. Breathing into that spot. Awesome. And then we're going to take all the fingers and we're going to kind of help massage just along the bottom edge of the skull there. So from there, kind of just massage all along, going all the way to the base of the ear. And that feels good at the base there, at the base of the occiput, lower part of the skull. Good. And then let's bring those hands up and bring them kind of right back to the center, the midline of your skull, and just go right in the midline. So just finding that midline, giving yourself a little scalp massage along the sutures of the scalp. You go all the way to the hairline in the front and go all the way to the back, right along that midline. Awesome. And then we're going to go to the temporal bones. So we're going to take the fingers kind of right above, maybe an inch or so above the ear. The thumb is kind of behind. And we're going to do the temporals. And it feels really good. And again, it doesn't have to be heavy pressure. I mean, it can be whatever pressure you want, but it doesn't have to be heavy pressure. Just a gentle massage to loosen things up. Awesome. And then finally the frontal bone. So you bring your fingertips to the hairline. And just, again, just little rotations, little circular movements with the fingertips. A few times there. Awesome. All right, so just kind of shake that out. Take a moment, maybe once again, bring your hands together if that feels good to you. Take a few breaths, and then we will continue. So the next spot we're going to do, we're going to take the hand, you can do it with one hand or 2 hands. I like to just use the one hand, but right to the midpoint, right to the crown of your head, right to the center spot. And again, let your fingers just sink. Let the fingers just gently sink, not pressing, not being aggressive. The arm is relaxed. And then rotations. So a few times, 3 times in one direction, 3 times in the other direction. Again, if it feels tender, just back off. You don't have to press hard at all. And then just letting the fingertips sink once again. And then from there, let's bring it to the third eye. So I like to use sometimes my middle finger and my ring finger, excuse me. But you can use whichever fingers you want. And just coming to the third eye spot. And again, letting the fingertips sink. And then rotations. Breathe with your rotations. 3 times in one direction. 3 times in the other direction. Letting the fingertips sink once again. Breathing into that spot. Nice smooth breath. Feeling ease. Or whatever your intention was when we started. And then releasing that. Let's take the thumb and the pointer finger, and let's just kind of very gently squeeze right at the interior edge of your eyebrows there. So kind of right where you can feel the edge of the cranium here, edge of the skull here. And we're just kind of squeezing that a little bit, nothing hard. Breathe a couple breaths as you gently press. Then go to the middle of the eyebrows, the midline there, mid spot. Squeeze that gently. And then go to the outer edge of the eyebrows and squeeze that gently. Awesome. Now we're going to go to the temples. So again, whichever fingers you want to use. Keeping the arms and shoulders as relaxed as possible. Again, that's why we don't make a lot of forceful effort here, because we don't want to tire out the arms and the shoulders as well. times in both directions, and then letting the fingers sink once again. Nice breath. Find your intention as you breathe into those temples. Awesome. And then we're going to slowly make our way under the eyes and right at the center of the cheekbones. You'll find your cheekbones right here. And right at the center of the cheekbones, make those fingerprints. And 3 times in one direction. 3 times in the other direction. Breathing. And then let the fingertips sink once again. Nice breath. Imagine ease, imagine healing. Whatever feels right to you. Awesome. And then we're going to take our hands and you're going to kind of take your thumb behind your ears and your pointer finger to the front. We're just going to do a little up and down movement right here in front of your ears, along the side of your face. And that should feel pretty good. And then take your fingers and go to the top of the ear, and then go right behind the ear at the top of the ear. And that spot right there, you're going to feel the edge of the skull there, the edge of the cranium there. And we're going to rub, again, press the fingertips in first, let them sink. And then a few times in one direction, a few times in the other direction. And then again, let the fingertips sink into that spot. So a lot of these spots that we're doing are Marma points, which in Yoga and Ayurveda are the junctions where the physical body and the subtle body, the energetic body, come together. So they're often places where we hold tension. So come down now to the bottom of the ear, and you're going to actually find that fleshy part right at the bottom of the ear where the ear kind of joins the face there. So just find that fleshy part. And squeeze it gently. Let the arms be relaxed. And as you squeeze it very gently, then allow the weight of your arms to pull down on it, offering a little bit of traction there. Again, back off if it feels tender or too much. This doesn't have to be forceful. It's not like we're doing any kind of deep tissue work on our faces. So nice and smooth and relaxed with your breathing here, holding that spot. So as we work the Marma points, we not only release physical tension, but because they're the junction of the physical body and the subtle body, we also release energy blockages. Get the energy flowing more freely as well. 2 more breaths here. And then come to the inside, right where your jaw, right, your jawbone here, the joint here at your jaw. And we're just going to let our fingertips sink into the jaw. And right here, a few times in one direction, a few times in the other direction. And then again, just let those fingertips sink. Breathe and apply a little traction. So as the fingertips sink, also feel the weight of the arms gently tractioning downward slightly against your skin. So it's like we're just applying that little bit of gentle traction against the joint there at the jawbone. Imagine creating space, especially if you have a tendency to grip your jaw, grip your teeth, clench your teeth, clench your jaw. And take a few more breaths here, since that is a very common tendency for many of us, myself included. One more nice breath. And then we're going to begin. We're going to take the thumb toward the back and the fingers in the front. We're going to find the edge there and just kind of massage and squeeze gently at the edge of the face there. And do that a few times. And really don't feel bad about getting, or don't hesitate about getting underneath. You can see I'm kind of getting underneath, and actually it might be tender for some of us. So be careful. Again, we're not forcing. We're trying to bring the thumb pads kind of underneath the jaw there, just very gently. And if you find any kind of tender points, you might even want to just hold very gently, not forcing. We don't want to put ourselves in pain. We're just trying to direct the block, direct the tension, direct the energy block and soften it, ease it with our fingertips. So breathe into that, let it soften, and then you can continue working with the chin. Awesome. All right, so from there, we're going to move down onto the neck a little bit, and you're going to come midway on the neck, right at the edge of the spine, and then let the fingers gently sink. And feel the outer edges of your cervical spine there, and then again, 3 rotations in one direction. And these don't have to be small rotations. You can cover a little extra ground here too on your neck. And then 3 in the other direction. And then come back to those spots and then just gently sink. Fingertips once again. Awesome. And then come further down and find right where the neck meets the kind of the body there. And this is always, these are always spots that are tight on most people. You might even feel like we hit a brick once we got there. So just bring your fingertips right there. And again, just relax the arms and shoulders. Not a lot of effort or pressure, but just imagining the fingertip, letting the weight of the hands and the fingers just sink into that spot very gently. And if you just allow them to sink, you'll actually feel their pressure. Almost again, like it's just kind of easing through sand. And then rotate a few times in one direction. Rotate a few times in the other direction. Come back to center, let them sink and breathe. Then we're going to grip them a little bit more. So you're going to take your fingertips to the back and your palms to the front. You just kind of grip those spots or that area there at the base of the neck, top of the shoulders. And press the backs of your fingers, or press your fingers, I should say, into the back side there, into your skin of the upper back. And let your elbows weigh downward. So the weight of the arms comes forward and down, pulling at the back. And might close your eyes and just squeeze your palms a little bit. Take a few breaths here. I always love sounding. It's a great way to release. Awesome. And then relax your arms. You might shake out your hands and fingers a little bit. Maybe rub them together again a little bit. Like that. And we're going to do one last thing. And this is a little bit of lymphatic drainage that we're going to do here. So very gentle with your fingertips. You might want to rub your fingertips together again. But take your fingertips to the side of the neck just like that. Very gently letting the fingertips sink, but in this case, very little pressure. It's almost like you're touching a baby. How lightly would you touch a baby? And we're going to make a little upside down L. So you're going to traction the skin back and then down. And then release. Kind of take your fingertips off. Traction back and down and release. And it's just this little kind of upside down L shape you're making. Along the side of the neck. And then down, side of the neck, and down. And we're working the lymphatic fluid down, guiding it to the lymph nodes, the major lymph nodes there. I'm going to do this about 7 to 9 times. And you can close your eyes and breathe with this gentle movement. Good. So when you feel complete with that, let's relax those hands. Maybe one last time, rub them together. Place them face up, palms up. At your thighs, your knees, wherever you're comfortable, relaxing your hands in your lap. Close your eyes if you haven't already. Take a few big breaths. Just observe. Feel the sensations at the face, around the head. Allow yourself to notice any lingering tension or gripping or activation at the face, at the head. Feel your scalp softening even more. Feel your forehead spreading even more, your eyes relaxing even more, your jaw releasing even more. We'll take 3 big breaths to finish up. On the exhale, you can sigh out, sound out, blow out the breath if you like. Nice breath in. And then gently opening your eyes. So I hope that that was helpful to you. I hope it felt good as you were doing it. I hope you got a sense of how you can heal yourself or help yourself feel better, and that your own hands, your own fingertips have great power in them. So until next time, have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself. Namaste.